Hi, I'm John, your carnivore teacher. Today we're going to talk about saturated fat. For decades we've been told this lie. If it doesn't have saturated fat, it must be good for you. And if it does have saturated fat, it's dangerous. That's one of the biggest nutrition myths of our lifetime. Let's set the record straight. Just because food doesn't contain saturated fat does not mean it's healthy. Sugar doesn't have saturated fat. Soda doesn't have saturated fat. Seed oils, which are chemically extracted from soybeans and corn and canola, don't have saturated fat. But are those foods good for you? Of course not. They're some of the most damaging substances you can put in your body. On the flip side, saturated fat has been unfairly demonized. We were told it clogs our arteries, raises cholesterol, and causes heart disease. But when you actually look at the data, that story falls apart. Saturated fat is not toxic. It's an essential part of human physiology. Here's the truth. Your body is built on saturated fat. It makes up roughly 50% of the fat in your cell membranes, giving them structure and integrity. Saturated fat strengthens your immune system, supports hormone production, and provides a stable source of energy. Your brain, the organ we rely on for every thought, decision, and memory, is packed with saturated fat and cholesterol. Without them, your brain literally cannot function. The problem isn't saturated fat. The problem is when we replace it with refined carbs, sugars, and seed oils. That's what spikes insulin, drives inflammation, and leads to metabolic disease. Ironically, the foods that were marketed as heart healthy because they lacked saturated fat, like margarine, vegetable oils, and low-fat processed snacks, are the very foods that made us sicker and fatter over the last 50 years. It's crazy. Meanwhile, traditional cultures that thrived on animal fats, beef, lamb, dairy, butter, tallow, eggs, enjoyed robust health before Western processed foods infiltrated their diets. The Maasai of Africa lived on milk, meat, and blood with no evidence of heart disease. The Inuit consumed whale blubber and fatty fish. These populations had saturated fat as their foundation, and they weren't dropping dead from clogged arteries. So here's the takeaway. Saturated fat is not your enemy. In fact, it's your ally. It's protective. It's stabilizing. And it's what your body is designed to thrive on. The absence of saturated fat doesn't make a food good for you. And the presence of it doesn't make a food bad for you. Don't fear it. Embrace it. Today, I was at the store and I talked to my butcher who was putting meat out. And I said, can I have some suet? Some leftover fat cuttings. And he went back there and brought back a package of suet, a whole bunch of it, with no price tag on it. It was free. So when I went to the checkout, I just showed it to them and I walked out with free fat. Nobody wants this stuff. It's crazy. It's the most important part and nobody wants it. They're throwing it away. Embrace saturated fat. It's nutrition. It contains vitamins and minerals in the fat. It does. Have a wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen. Click the thumbs up, subscribe, share, and leave me comments. Take care.